right here. Welcome to Prana Talk TV. This is Elitom, El-Amin.
And this is Shana. Good morning. Good awakening.
Right. And we're going to talk about today the Breatharian beginners.
That's right. But first, we have to tell everybody where we are.
Oh man, this is jamming, ain't it?
We are in San Francisco at Hayden-Ashbury.
Oh, what is Hayden-Ashbury? The history.
That's where it all began, the movement of liberation and...
Wow. So this is a historic place.
This is a historic place.
Of light workers, you can say.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For expanded consciousness.
Absolutely. And this place has done a lot of changes throughout the years, I hear.
That's right. Yeah, it's gotten quite nice actually. There's a lot of crystal stores and Tibetan stores and more high vibrational stores. So we're actually standing in front of one of them right here.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's called the Tibetan Gift Corner.
Right. Here we go. The Tibetan Gift Corner in San Francisco. And this is where it all began, dealing with the light worker movement, especially here in America, if we could say, dealing in California with these different movements. So being here at this ground zero, basically, there's an energy we're picking up to hopefully give people who want to go on a Breatharian journey. We're going back for the beginners who want to start.
Right.
I get calls all the time dealing with where do I begin? I want to start. And even at the retreats, especially way back when the 21-day process was out, there's people who showing up and they under the influence, I'm going to be made into a Breatharian, and they don't know nothing about meditation, never fasted in their life.
Yeah, that's really important.
So it
to
could
know
be
the foundation.
know the foundation. It could be real intimidating.
Yeah.
So even when we say meditation is the foundation, what meditation do you pick? How do you shop around and all this other good stuff?
Yeah. And we're talking about this because I've been getting some messages because we've been giving some high-level messages lately.
Yeah.
For people who are already on the path and know more about the Breatharian lifestyle. But I know there's a lot of people who are very interested and want to start it and then want to know how to begin.
Absolutely.
So,
And where's that name at? We're at the
somewhere.
yeah, the name was somewhere I saw it. Oh, it's on the Tibetan Gift Corner.
There we go.
But of course, we're about to go inside and have a good time here. But look at some of these high-level necklaces here with
The crystals and the spiritual images.
Boy, we attracted to stuff like this, ain't we? This is what happens when you're on the Breatharian journey.
Yeah.
So we're light workers, and the food place didn't catch us. We right up over here.
Yeah, right.
This is the nourishment.
Ooh, look at the sparkle in
Oh
those.
man, wouldn't that look good on me? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, let's go inside and check it out.
Yeah, let's check this out. We're jamming. Nice sunny day here today.
Beautiful.
The weather's excellent. Oh man, look at this. Now you could tell this is where it all began. That kind of look like hippie colors, don't it?
Well, they're clothes that are made in Tibet.
Clothes that's made
Or
in
Nepal,
Tibet.
I believe.
Nice and colorful. That's what light workers is all about. This is jamming. Boy, this is like,
I can see this on you.
oh man, look at
That
this. Yeah, I might have to get some here. Voila.
I like to get this because I like my sunshine. Sunshine.
It's all about sunshine. Woo, woo, woo. Oh man, this is awesome. 10% off too. Well, look at her hoodie.
Oh, that's nice. Soft.
Oh man, you can fall it. So those of you out there who want to get some new spiritual clothes, yeah, there is a thing called spiritual clothes. You know, when you start saying to yourself, I'm going to change my life energetically. I'm going to start going on a deeper spiritual path. What do people do? First, they look for them a new name.
Right. But, clothing is a big deal because
It is.
can actually alter your chi, your energy. So when you start dressing, pay attention to what colors you're drawn to, what materials you're drawn to, whether you want to be free-flowing or more constricted. And
Oh, absolutely.
It just really changes your whole day, actually.
Oh, absolutely. And then, who it's made by? See, that's a whole nother level.
Right. If it's fair trade, if it's 100% cotton,
Right.
all that good stuff.
Because there's even a way you could cleanse your clothes. See, there's energies of people who made this. You don't know who it came from and so forth. And say, for instance, if a person was, let's say, slave labor or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, misery could have went into something, people who didn't really want to do it. And that energy will lock itself actually into the fabric. So when you shopping and getting different clothes, if you're not making it yourself, you can cleanse your clothes. It's sort of like back in the day when you get a new house Go get the minister or the priest to come pray over the house.
Right.
But that's to get the old energy of the last people who was working there.
And you can do the same thing, of course, with jewelry and
Right.
crystals. There's many times where I find a beautiful piece of jewelry that's made out of a crystal or a gemstone, and I can't wear it. The energy is too heavy, and I actually have to hold it and raise my vibration so I can clear the energy of it, and then you can wear it and it feels very high vibe.
Absolutely. Or if you're at a place where the sun is out that day, put in the sun. The sun is good for cleansing not only crystals and stuff, but also clothing. You know, just let it sit there for a day and let that UV light get that last energy off of it. Do your incarnation prayers. And
Air it out.
Air it out. And then when you put it on, it's going to feel different. You know, once you become sensitive to energy, you'll feel a shift to get rid of those last energies so you can put your new energy into the
Yeah.
clothing.
I always wash everything. When I get
Right.
it, I wash it and then I wear it.
So this all makes sense. Not only we get the priest to pray for the over the house or the space you're in, also when you pray over your food, you're changing the molecular structure. You're changing the molecular structure of the water.
Yes,
that you're
absolutely.
drinking.
Always put good energy in the food you eat. Always.
Oh, because we're energy workers. This is the life we live now.
Yeah. You want to bring it into your body.
So this is Breatharian beginners.
Yeah.
Notice that everything is energy and you have the power to change it and put new energy into it so it can fit you and be a lot better.
Absolutely.
And look at these didgeridoos. Man, this is old school for real.
This is really cool too.
Wow. Oh man, I'm like Skeletor. I have the power.
It's tribal.
He-Man. Right. Oh man. Oh, we about to have fun now. Hey there.
Beautiful jewelry.
Oh wow.
There we go.
Look at this, all this good energy. Oh man, see that fits you right there. But again, when you start getting into the game of your energy growth, not only you might start getting a new name, getting new clothes, then you'll start playing with jewelry and stuff. And these, like when you read those movies, like where somebody got a power ring. Oh, what is this?
This is the silliest ring I've ever seen. Look.
What?
No, that's not going to get caught on anything.
Oh yeah, right. You wake up at night, it's all cotton covers and all of this. All right. But you start getting certain jewelry and stuff to start holding your certain energy and stuff. It'll get stronger and stronger. And even if somebody, like if you really get sacred, like when you're wearing your jewelry, your crystals, and somebody else touch it, you can actually feel a shift in it. So you start kind of protecting your
crystal
stuff
like
a lot
this
more.
to wear over your neck.
Oh, absolutely. So this is awesome. This is awesome. And then you also could do crystal healing. You could charge up your crystals. And you could use it instead of using your hands. Like say, for instance, if our shoulder had a blockage in it. You could use that instead of using your other hand. See, there's many modes of Reiki, in other words, because you're a Reiki
Well,
master.
there's many modes of energy healing, and
Oh.
Reiki's just one.
Right.
Then you've got crystals.
You got crystal healings, all this other good stuff. Beginners 101, here we go.
Yeah. So the beginner is number one, have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun in your life.
Right.
Go to places that make you feel really charged and excited. And for us, it's places like this, beautiful Tibetan shops, crystal shops. If you saw us yesterday, you know we did oxygen therapy and things like that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Oh man, you know I'm a lover of bracelets. Look at this. Oh my gosh. That's me right there. Oh man. Look at that.
Cool.
Oh boy, I'll be ready then, huh? I could shoot energy out of these.
It's like Superwoman's bracelet.
Whoa.
Reflecting the bullets.
But another thing that gets us is when we say, oh man, look at that. That is awesome, ain't it? That color fits you too.
Cool.
Wow.
Very fun.
And I used to have long ones like this too. I'm gonna have to get these. I used to have the longer ones.
Wow.
Boy, I'd be a god really for real. I'd be a double G. I'd be a
A double G.
Oh my gosh.
Slippers.
Look at these. You can fall in love with these.
Those
All
look
it.
like they're hand woven.
Oh man.
Cool. I love this.
And even if you get into making your own clothes, just like
Well, that's even better.
That's
'cause
even
then
better.
your own energy goes into it.
just like
Yeah.
planting your own food if
And
you choose
can,
these.
you can say prayers while you're sewing, or your mantras, whatever you want. You can program it.
Oh, straight
and
programming.
yourself as you're working, and you can use it as your meditation.
See, this is spiritual technology, the spiritual sciences. This is what it's all about. When you start from a breatharian beginner, but you stay in the game long enough, so your breatharian that's in the adult stages is an advanced energy worker.
That's right. That's what it is.
So we got, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just saying, at the beginning stage, you're just learning how to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking just a moment ago about what that means.
Right.
It's not always sitting in silence, and that's beautiful, but there's other things you can do, like...
Oh, man. Well, go ahead for a minute. Now, check this out. Meditation, we say, is the foundation. So usually this beginner, they hear this word meditation, but they still kind of, we say, go look on YouTube.
Yeah,
but it's still a challenge.
It's a challenge because it's hard to quiet the mind if you've never practiced it.
Right.
And so what I tell people, if you do have a hard time quieting the mind, and sometimes sitting in silence can be really frustrating if your mind is going, and then you feel like you're just not doing it. So you just decide to give it up. So you can do things like walking meditations, where you go for a walk and you just be really present and you're paying attention to trees and skies and the birds. And you can even use spiritual music while you're doing it. But the whole idea is you're trying to get less and less, or more and more out of your mind.
Well, I guess what catch people too, even though we're at an age where we got Google and YouTube, not just hundreds, thousands of different meditations, a person is still intimidated, do I got the right one? So they say, Elitom, which meditation you use? Now I come back and say, if you got a meditation that you don't like, you're not going to stick with it. Get something you like. But still, that intimidation come out. You're this new beginner. You're sitting here playing with this. And we got so many guided meditations. I say, from my personal thing, if you're a beginner, get you a guided meditation.
I agree. Guided meditations are beautiful, and there's so many free ones on YouTube now.
Oh, man.
In fact, I have a couple of favorites that maybe we can link down below.
Yeah.
On our YouTube page, which is Prana Talk TV.
Right.
And some of them are really short, so you can do a quick little 10-minute meditation.
Right.
You could repeat it if you really like it, or you can find longer ones that are 30 minutes or an hour long. But it's just a nice way of listening and kind of going within. And, and
getting used to your mind and how it works. Go into the forest, see the clearing, watch the sun coming out. Now, on one level, you might say, oh, that's so stupid. I'm still sitting here in the room.
Yeah, but it helps you to visualize, and visualization is really important if you can develop that. And I know that can be difficult for some people, but the more you can practice it, the stronger it will get.
And then you'll feel the shift in your body take place. And then you start asking yourself, this is talking to beginner now. Was I really in that forest? I felt it.
Because your mind, your brain, and even Joe Dispenza talks about this, how we can rewire our brain, the placebo effect and all that. Your brain does not know the difference between reality, what you're really experiencing, and what you're visualizing and
that's
feeling
what's
in
happening.
Your mind. So the more you visualize it, the more you're actually doing it.
That's where you want to strengthen it. Wherever the mind goes, the energy flows. Wherever the mind goes, the body goes. All of that.
Yes.
The body don't know the difference.
That's right.
Oh,
so
man.
just go online and find a nice guided meditation or binaural beats or anything that you like. So the best meditation is the one that you like and the one you want to do.
Because you'll stick with it. If you don't like it, if it's too difficult for you, we're creatures of pleasures and habits. You're not going to stick with it. And I know some people still come with that athletic thing. When I've set my mind to something, I'll stick with it. Nope, this ain't the same thing when you're dealing with spirituality.
Yeah, you don't have to use your willpower. You want to use your joy. You want to be guided by your bliss and your happiness. And if it brings you happiness, do it.
Right, because that's what's nourishing you.
Yeah, right.
We got to learn this.
Yeah.
Oh, my, look at this. Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, this one's cool. It looks almost like a peace pipe.
Yeah, dude. And these is for what? Incense burners.
This is an incense burner, yeah.
Oh, man. This is jamming. See, this is ground zero again. This shop is not planned.
Look at that.
This is just one out of many. Look at that.
That's cool. Egyptian.
That energy's high right there, just having it in your house.
It is, yeah. And it's nice having spiritual items around because it just reminds you to tap into your spiritual energy.
So even if you're a beginner, check this out. Start decorating your prayer space. The space you're going to meditate at too. Make it sacred.
Yeah, make
because that energy will stay there. It's like your prayer closet.
It will, and it will open up your heart when you're in a place that's beautiful. I always say it's important to make your whole home like your temple.
It'll get bigger. Your whole home, your temple.
So it's your altar.
Absolutely.
So and even if you can't, decorate too much. Let's say you only have one shelf that you can dedicate to make an altar.
Yeah.
Pick one little shelf with some beautiful little things that you like, incense, flowers, whatever it is, a photograph that really inspires you.
Oh, absolutely.
And then if you can, you kind of sprinkle the stuff around your house.
And that'll keep you motivated.
Yeah.
Just by looking at it saying, okay, I got to get back. Because life has its twist and turn where it can run you off course.
Yeah.
But when you come back and see your altar again, I got to get back in there.
And if you love it and it's beautiful, it'll create peace and joy within you.
Oh man, something's looking at me. A crystal.
Look at all those crystals. Let's
oh
go
my
check
gosh.
It out.
We knew we was going to run into those.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Now look at this.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
That's pretty.
The energy's up as high too.
Of course, copper looks really good on you. Look at that.
Well, my bling.
Is that
This is my copper
gorgeous?
bling.
Well, plus he's got this copper snake ring right here.
Oh yeah, I got this from the Himalayas.
Yeah.
See, after a while, you become the altar.
That's right.
That's what we're decorating.
And this is why I love wearing jewelry with crystal pieces. I'm not wearing one now, but you are.
Everything here got a story to it. Who made it? Where it come from?
Yeah.
This is the altar right here, the ultimate one.
Yeah, and plus if you're wearing
The
crystals,
mobile altar.
the mobile altar.
Yeah.
But if you're wearing something like that that's spiritual and you love and it's beautiful, then it actually shifts your energy.
Shift the energy. It's
All
helping
day long.
All day long. It's helping with the body. It's on the spinal cord. It's doing something. So it's more than just looks. Oh man, look at that.
That one would be pretty on you too. Look at that.
Voila! You see that?
Wow. That's like a beauty.
Oh my gosh. We can fall in love with this place. We are falling in love.
Wow, that's so
We're rising in love, not falling in love.
Ooh, I like that. Rising in love.
Right. Our play on words.
Look at this.
Wow. This do got some weight to it, don't
Yeah, that's solid crystal.
it? So you can have so much fun building your new altar. So for the beginner, you got a lot of work to do. Your new altar.
But it's not work, it's play.
Your play.
It's so much fun.
Your new altar, your new meditation you're going to get, and what else? You got your new name you're going to start looking for.
Eating too, because for the beginner, obviously you're eating, and so the key is wherever you are, lighten it up just a little bit.
Exactly.
And not just lightening it, but also cleaning it up a little bit.
Right.
So look at your diet as a whole, and where can you make it a little bit more pure?
Right. And I used to use that word diet, but listen at that word. Let's say your
I like to call it an eating style.
your eating style.
Because a diet usually means you're trying to lose
or
weight.
your window of consumption.
Window of consumption.
Right.
Well, the beginner, most people are eating 3 meals a day plus snacks.
Yeah.
So the window of consumption is pretty big.
Pretty
It's
big.
like the entire waking
Right.
time.
Oh my God.
Right?
Like a squirrel or something.
Stocking up. So it's little things like maybe skipping breakfast, or maybe you don't have the snacks. Or
That guy we met yesterday at Fisherman's Wharf.
Mm-hmm.
He's now subconsciously, what did he say?
Even he
He
knew.
1 meal a day.
Yeah, even he knew.
So he cut out the other 2 meals, but we ain't even had to say nothing. What we're talking about, what we into. He immediately with the food. He's an older gentleman, and he was saying how you must at least deal with it now.
Yeah.
Because that just comes from, so when we teach the breatharian knowledge is for everybody. Everybody's going to have to deal with, eventually, their health, what they're consuming, and their habits. It's going to hit you sooner or later. So that's why this is a savior to be here.
Yeah, so you want to do things like paying attention to when you're actually hungry and not just eating based on the clock.
Right, just to be eating, just to be eating. That's rough, isn't it? Oh my gosh, what's back here?
Ooh, look at those earrings.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an earring girl.
So you can have a lot of fun on this journey. The spiritual
All these
journey.
earrings. Oh my goodness.
So you got your new meditation, you got your altar to build, you got your food consumption. Now for the beginner on the breatharian journey, if you can't master one day, why do a whole lot? I get these calls all the time. Elitom, I just did 7 days. Should I do another
7
day?
days of what, fasting?
Fasting. Should I do another day? Like that 8th day is supposed to make them into a breatharian. You know what I mean? And it's not like that at all. They're falling out all over the place. It's hard.
Yeah, so It's not about forcing yourself. It's making everything really gentle.
Exactly.
You know? Only do a fast if you feel inspired, you feel ready. And when we say fast, that could mean so many things.
So many things.
Fasting could simply mean just taking meat out of your diet.
Right.
Right? And then eating lighter fare. Fasting could also mean maybe eating raw foods for a week.
Right.
You know, if you're not used to eating that way. Or it could mean doing a juice fast where you're doing
So
lots
many
of
levels
juices.
of it.
Yeah.
You could pick something that you feel that you need to take out for a minute and give it a break.
Give it a break.
And watch the body shift off of that one little thing. And that's when you get used to it. Then you can start upping your game. We like using that word.
Upping your game and just lightening your life. You know, lightening your diet, lightening everything around you.
And if you can't do a whole day like a 24 hours, do half a day.
Yeah, skip a couple meals.
If you can't do dry, do juice. That's all we're saying. Lighten up.
Water, anything.
Like one girl was at my retreat and she was kind of disappointed because, you know, she went out, got some watermelon and stuff like that a couple of times. And she had a preconceived notion. I'm supposed to go to this retreat and just go straight dry and la 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 la. But I had,
by the way, for the beginner, a dry fast is when you're not eating or drinking.
right.
So that, just so you know.
And then you got hard dry and soft dry.
Right, hard dry is when you're not even brushing your teeth or showering or having water
Right.
anywhere near your body.
Whole different ball game. But anyway, I had to remind her that you're doing a lot better than what you was doing when you was back home. And when she saw that, she even looked different.
Yeah.
The eyes changed, the skin changed. You're doing totally better. So if you could just up your game and be grateful to yourself that you're doing something at least different.
Be gentle,
and
be
you're doing
loving
something
with
better.
yourself. Yeah, and don't force it.
Look at this.
Ooh,
These pouches. They got mirrors on
look at
it.
this cute little.
I can look at myself on the pouch.
They have some nice meditation cushions.
Oh yeah. See, this is so much fun.
You
Get
can
your
fold it up.
meditation.
Ooh,
Oh my
that's
God.
nice.
Take it with you.
Right, and there's little handles.
Oh, the bandanas.
Bandanas, you've been wanting
Uh-oh.
one.
Yeah. Here we go.
There you go. Ooh, I like that.
We got a surprise coming up for y'all in this bandana we making. It'll be coming out soon.
This is a nice one. It's sparkly.
Yeah, it is.
You can see the sparkles.
Whoa. Yeah, so much fun, boy. So a Breatharian is an adult one, is an advanced energy worker. So we don't need to use those words like witch no more or warlock. You know, those are words for just people who was dealing with alchemy and stuff like that if we want to get technical. But now we just, the game is still the same, we're just using more user-friendly words. But yes, you are becoming
and higher
skilled.
vibrational because you
Right.
can be an energy worker and still be working in the lower realms.
Right,
You know, so this is being an energy worker but working in the higher realms.
the higher realms of it.
Really positive.
The child
really
of light.
loving. Yeah, so you're
Right.
not working with lower vibrations at all.
Higher vibrational herbs, higher vibrational foods if you're going to put it into your body.
Higher vibrational water, which means you're drinking water that's, you know, let's say from a spring, and you maybe put it in a crystal glass, and you've prayed over it, or whatever that is.
Oh,
for you,
absolutely.
you know.
That's something, ain't it?
Which we've done, or
Yeah.
I've done, you know, because I bought these beautiful crystal glasses at Shasta.
Right.
And,
Change the vibration of
changes
it.
the vibration.
We got that power.
Yeah.
So you got to start using your power as an energy worker. Oh man, look at all these bandanas. Silk.
These are beautiful. Wow, I feel so nice.
Oh man, you could fall in love with this shine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are nice colors.
And then, oh my
I
gosh.
might have to get this one.
Yeah, for
Look at
real.
that with the turquoise. This reminds me of
Hey
Arizona
there.
where I used to live. It's so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see how it
And look,
looks.
it's 10%.
Oh,
Oh, it's blue on one side.
Oh,
peach on the other.
two different
Oh
ways.
my gosh, that's so pretty.
Just the energy of it. Look at that. Look at that.
And it's silky and nice.
Oh man.
Nice. You know the nice thing about this? I love decorating my home in scarves. You could lay this over, drape it over your door to add more texture and warmth.
Right.
You could lay it over your table, or you could wear it.
Oh, you can wear it. Absolutely. So much you could do with it. Voila, that changed the whole vibration. Mary had a little lamb. Whoa. Uh-oh.
These are my colors.
Oh, man. We got to get something here, huh? Look at these. Oh, let's
They're
talk.
a really good price too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh, my
actually
gosh.
shocked because this should be like twice as much as what they're selling it for.
Oh,
They're
wow.
only selling it for $35 and it's silk.
Whoa. Now, that's awesome, ain't it?
Yep, I'm gonna get this one.
That's a breatharian energy worker. That's what happens. That's what happens. Run into something you love because you're having fun.
Well, plus I have a scarf. You've been watching our videos, you know, so I have like a lot of scarves.
Yeah,
you know,
really.
so if I find a special one, gotta have it.
Oh, man. So dealing on this beginner journey again, and we was talking about taking that day of fasting. Remember we was calling it a Pranic day? That puts a whole nother spin to it.
So what's a Pranic day? A Pranic day is when you're fasting, and remember that can be any kind of fast that you feel drawn to do, wherever it is that you are. You're just fasting in whatever way, and then you're doing that in conjunction with your meditation. So for the beginner, you just take out whatever thing you want to let go of for that day. And then you find a nice guided meditation, or you find a nice walking
meditation. Put them both together.
Put them both together and do it the same day. And do it on a day when you have a day off.
Right.
You know, when you can really relax and you don't have anything stressful or anything pulling you.
And in the beginning stages of fasting, you don't have that much energy yet because the body's going to go through a healing crisis.
Especially if you're doing a more intensive fast.
Yeah.
Like if you decide to do a juice fast or something like that.
So of course we're not going to say go exercise that day too, but walking is good to get that energy moving.
Yeah, if you feel like you can.
If you feel like you can, and take it easy on yourself. Don't overdo it. But perfect practice made perfect. The more you do this, the easier it will become when that day comes. Try to keep the same day too.
Yeah, absolutely. The very first time I dry fasted, I laid in bed the whole day.
Right.
I had no energy and I just slept. But then I did my second dry fast and I was able to go for a walk. And then the third time I did it, I ended up meeting a friend. We hiked for like 4 hours.
See how that
tons of energy.
See how that happens?
And so your body will just get used to it.
And I've been on the breatharian path for 20 years, so listen to look, no food, no water, but I'm walking around. This isn't fasting. You actually will pick up prana from the atmosphere that's going to replace your old habits.
That's right.
You have forced the body to go into a position where it's going to start pulling more and more of the other sources when you're meditating and you're letting the food go slowly.
And then you're consciously cultivating that as well through your meditations.
This is spiritual science.
Yeah, so while you're meditating, you program your mind for food freedom, for being more pranic, having more energy. That's really important component too.
Absolutely.
It's just telling yourself, this is what I'm doing. I'm not just meditating. I'm meditating with the intention that I'm raising my energy.
The intent is what it's all about.
Intention is everything.
Because that other attention, like some people will say to me, well, there's people all over the planet been meditating and doing yoga and this and that. Why are they food free? Because their intent didn't know they can be food free.
That's right.
It shuts you down. That's why it's good to know that this exists. And this is why we got Prana
Talk TV.
Prana Talk TV.
And if you're interested in the food freedom path, like if that is your goal, then you really do need to start telling yourself that you can do that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it takes time. You know, you're not going to just do it overnight. You know, it takes months and sometimes years, you know, to really cultivate it.
So the cells in the body, everybody could get the memo.
Right. You just want it to be gentle and have fun with it.
Have fun with it.
Have fun.
Oh.
So, okay, so we're having fun right now.
So I see you got your scarf.
Yeah, I'm going to totally get it.
Oh, man. Yeah, you listen at you.
That's going to happen.
Oh, look at his stuff. Now, somebody was just bringing up something about the bowls. Well, we've been
bowling like crazy.
Yeah, we've been bowling all over the place. And then we had that bowl up in 28 inches it was. It made this look
42, I think.
Oh my
We
gosh.
were in Shasta at the Crystal Room, and you'll have to check out that video too. In fact, we'll link it at the bottom of this one.
Oh man.
But,
as soon as they hit it, if we was in inner earth, that's what they called the room.
Yeah, you can just feel it. Every cell in your body, it really does just change
Right.
your body.
And you said a good point before. See, before I was talking about your prayer closet, but she did hit it right on key. Make your whole home a temple. If you got that ability, if you're there, you know, and got a space you could work with, start having fun, consecrating it and getting it prayed over, blessed, and raise the vibration of your house.
That's the other thing. I was talking to one of my clients yesterday, and she said she had some sorrow in her bedroom. And she said there's a lot of old stuff that she has that she needs to get rid of.
Right.
So it's a nice way to go around and cleanse your house of just the physical things that you have that have an energy imprint that no longer resonate with who you want to be.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
it could be like an old picture from an old, partner, or just something that reminds you of something challenging. Like, you don't have to keep this stuff around.
This stuff actually works. When I had this community center, I used to go to the doorway and put peace, with my intent and put energy along the door or something like that. And when people come through the doorway, they say, every time I come in here, I feel so lighter. No, because I actually put my energy all around the place with words of intent.
Yeah. And you probably had
Peace,
high vibe
love,
items
joy.
in there too.
Right. And it automatically relieve you from all that tension you picked up out in the world.
Yeah.
All that negativity you picked out in the world.
Your home should be your sanctuary.
Absolutely.
And if your whole home can't be that, if you've got other stuff going on, like you have roommates or whatever,
Yeah.
make your room, or at least make some little area a sanctuary for you.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just a shelf that you gaze upon once in a while.
This is awesome. This is Breatharian for the beginners, ain't it?
Because the Breatharian path isn't just about
go ahead.
fasting and meditating. It's the whole entire life, the whole entire lifestyle.
My whole life. Oh man, I might have to get one of these for the retreat I got coming up.
Ooh,
I gotta say, time to meditate.
that's loud.
Yeah, it is. Time to get up.
That's your instead of your meal call,
Right.
it's your meditation call.
Meditation.
Ding ding ding, come and get it.
Come and get it. Right. That's what we're talking about. So those of you who don't know, we're in Los Angeles, and we got a big retreat coming up the 18th for 8 days, and we're going to be jamming. We got a good group already. And I mean, everybody's going to come out there vibration 100 times different than when it came in.
And this is your third or your fourth retreat there?
This will be my third one in
LA,
in LA. So I mean, we jamming. We're not playing. And California is a good vibration, and of course we've been hooking up. She's up north, and I mean, good crowd you had. And notice how we locked it in, because most of the people you brought there was familiar with Reiki.
Right, they were mostly my Reiki students and people that knew that realm, and everybody was interested in his breatharian message.
Right, and it wasn't far-fetched.
Because it's energy work.
Everybody knew we tied it in with Reiki. It was already telling them what to do.
Yeah, because the breatharian path is about increasing your energy
Yep.
and cultivating. So if you are an energy worker, you can have a more powerful practice with this kind of a lifestyle.
Absolutely. This is powerful, ain't it? Whoa.
And it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful.
Amazing. It's an
Oh,
amazing
man.
life.
This is amazing
It's an
life.
amazing life.
Oh, what else they got here? All this incense. That, you know that comes with the
This is
territory.
my favorite incense.
Right.
I'm usually really sensitive to incense, but this one, I think because I was raised with it, my dad burned it when I
I
was
got
a
a
kid.
huge pack of it
I
for the
know.
retreat. I'm ready.
I love this. Nam Champa.
Oh, man.
That and Palo Santo. I
Oh, here we
like
go.
that.
Right. Because we're sacred people.
That's the other thing. When I smell Nam Champa,
Oh, go ahead.
it reminds me of that deeply spiritual place that I can go. So sometimes just something simple like burning a candle or burning incense that you really love
Yeah.
will take you right to your spiritual center. So anything you can do that just brings that out in
Just
you.
bring that smile, that, olfactory, as they say it.
Yeah.
Remember you was, yesterday she was getting a massage and you was dealing with that oxygen bar.
Right.
With
yeah.
the aromatherapy. And you, what you said did to your brain?
Oh, it made my brain feel really light and clear. It
Just
made
from
my
smell.
whole body. Well, not just the smell. I mean,
Right.
the oxygen.
The oxygen, right. Here we go.
But the smell was nice, and I did make the comment that if you are food free
Yeah.
and if you miss flavor, that's a really nice way of getting flavor.
Oh,
Just
man.
breathing it, so you can do that.
That was jamming right there. See, this is what it's all about. You're utilizing all these different melodies, putting them all together. So that's what the holistic lifestyle is talking about. Whole, everything.
Holistic, yeah. Because there's some fragrances that really calm you down, like lavender.
Right,
or
right.
I really like jasmine. I mean, there's so
Oh,
many
man.
different ones. Rose.
The sky's the limit. Take your pick.
Sandalwood. Oh,
Talking about a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
This ain't talking about the physical food. Smorgasbord of smells.
Yeah, for your senses.
For your
Yeah.
senses.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at all of this good stuff. What is it? What is this?
I don't know. Maybe you put your incense in it? Probably.
Yeah, probably an incense holder. So,
Cool.
so you can be real sacred.
Right.
Can you imagine coming to the party with this? I got some incense.
Yeah.
You got it in the magic.
You could even hang it on your belt
Right.
if you're really serious about
You
it.
serious there, right.
On the incense moment.
On the incense, right.
Yeah.
Some people better at it than others, I guess, you know?
Or if you want to make it sacred. You want to make your incense sacred, pray over it.
There we go.
Program it.
Take it
high
seriously.
vibration. So when you burn it, the high vibes go into your room.
The light has the value that you give it.
Yes.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, energy. You can program energy. You, can program
You gotta work
everything.
this. You really gotta work it. Oh man, we jamming. Look at this, another big bowl. So for the beginner again, we got what? Meditation, blessing things. We got watching what you put in your body. And don't be hard on yourself if you do get something more dense. It's going to come out, you understand?
Right.
So don't put yourself down and just keep going over and over again and say you failed. That's not what it's about. Oh man, look at this. This is awesome. Oh, look at the slippers and shoes.
Oh, this is made out of felt. Okay, now these are fun.
Fun shoes.
These are like fairy king slippers.
Oh man.
Now you wear these, you're having fun.
You're having fun.
And
right
it's all
there.
about having fun.
Right. Oh my God.
That's cute.
Whoa.
What do you think? A sparkly fedora?
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow, you jamming.
Green's my color.
Oh man, you jamming. Now let's talk about these retreats too. There's two types of retreats. There's one where you should every once in a while, or the different conferences where you got groups of people getting together that's like-minded. Get yourself in that habit of being around other people of like mind who's working with the light.
There's
It
a lot of
builds you up.
synergy in that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy to hook into that energy and it maintains your effort.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're in an era where everybody's talking differently. Get out of here every once in a while because you'll start singing like the other birds soon if you be around them too long. You understand? But anyway, also go on your own private retreats. I used to do that all the time. Weekend is coming up and they're like, what you gonna do? It just pops in my mind. I'll get my tent and I'm gone all by myself just to go work on my energy.
Right.
It's needed, it's
Yeah,
time.
and that's exactly what we're saying. We say have a prana day where you do a little bit of meditation and fasting on that one day.
Yeah.
Take yourself out. Get out of the house if you want, or
Right, absolutely.
camping that day or something.
Oh man, this is awesome, isn't it? So much is here.
This is really fun.
This is fun, ain't it? And then this is what it's all about. So those of you who beginners again,
Yeah.
and nobody can make you into a breatharian, this is what happens. Just like nobody can make you happy, but somebody can inspire you to. There is what you call an inspiration from an external person. So that's what a lot of people say to us, basically, we're inspiring them to draw something out that's already there.
So spend time with people who make you happy.
Right.
Who inspire you, who lift you up, who support you. And if you don't have people like that in your life now, just put out the energy that you want that and draw it in.
Right, because by the laws of, how would you say, resonance, that will take place.
Yeah, it will happen.
It'll happen. You'll meet the right people, right situation, and will help inspire you even more to take you forward.
Yeah.
But you also got to make an effort too. We're in the age of the internet and everything else to stay watching these videos, these teachings. You know, I made it a point to make a channel where I try to answer all the different questions, different situations to help you if you need any answers. So sometimes people do call me and say, ask me a question, I just take them to the page. That's what we made it for.
Right.
Because I can't do every person because we get busy, right? So it's respect on both ends, but that's what we got it for.
Yeah.
Oh man. So for the beginner again, and then once you become good at what we're telling you,
Lady photobombing us. Look, she's right in the middle.
right, she said, hey, look at me. I'm an energy worker. I don't even need a body. She had no body. She don't eat. But when you get good at your what, as you're going on your journey, say you're by yourself, you know, you started meditating, you start clearing out your space, and then you want to go to a retreat one day, you at least got the inside scoop, you prepared yourself.
Yeah.
So we got that big retreat coming up in August.
Right, we're gonna have a very big, beautiful retreat, a transformative retreat in
Mount Shasta.
this summer, and that will be really incredible because we'll be utilizing the energy of the mountain and all the elements there on this gorgeous vortex land
Right.
to become more food free. And if you're a beginner, this is the easiest place to start lightening up your diet. It's so easy to eat less and be more chronic while on this mountain.
This is awesome. You want to walk?
I want to buy that scarf.
Oh yeah, see, look at her. She's ready to really
Well,
get
you
that
know what?
stuff.
I can get the scarf on the way back
Yeah.
if we want to keep talking.
Yeah, let's keep talking and jam. Now listen at this. But now since we're talking about these things, we got that big retreat coming up in Shasta, not just ours, but others. Prepare yourself now for when you get there. Just don't start when the retreat starts.
Right. Don't just wait. So you can prepare by, doing the little gentle meditations. And you can start really slow.
Because I know it's tempting sometimes. Sometimes, now this is some people's mentality. Well, I'm about to go to this place soon that's going to get me together. So I'm going to do everything now and beat up on myself.
Right.
All right?
Or I'm going to eat a big meal before I go.
Right. That's one method.
That's
Okay,
one
nobody's
mentality.
arguing that.
Yeah.
But
and even if that's where you are, this retreat
So be it.
will change you and it will get you on track. So it will do that.
absolutely. So that's one mentality. We're not saying it's right or
That's one way
wrong.
of going.
But we're saying on this other method, I mean, if you really want to, like we say, this is the year 2020 where we keep talking about not only upping your game, we're changing the game.
Yeah. You will get more out of the tree
More out of it.
if you start putting it into practice now.
Now listen at that word more. And that's what we've been doing. We've been taking advantage of opportunity.
Right.
See, the light spirit is always giving us, every human being, different opportunities. But it's up for us to walk through the door.
Right.
Take advantage of that. You can be so much far ahead if you just take care of those little subtle things that you can be doing. Because perfect health is time management.
So what have we done to take advantage of the opportunities? Well, let's see. We're in
Oh.
San Francisco, and there's so many things you can do in this city.
Right.
But we've chosen to go to some really high vibrational places.
We've been taking straight advantage of it.
Yeah.
We all out in parks. We all out near the water. We just taking advantage of this.
And we haven't done it, but there are some beautiful churches here. And sometimes when I come here by myself, I like to just go to these churches and
Right.
meditate.
And then since me and you drawed each other together and met, now I'm supposed to leave tomorrow, right? So we took advantage of each other's time.
Absolutely, yeah.
She could easily stayed up north. I could easily say, well, we met already, but our vibration was so high and we was just feeding
And
each
we
other.
just resonate so well. It's like,
Right.
okay, let's keep it going.
We just kept going. So we just use it all up.
Well, it'll never be used up because it's an
Right.
infinite energy source.
So this is awesome. And like we said, take advantage of these opportunities to what? Allow the light to pick you up, work with you, and you'd be surprised. See, there's a saying that says, a day is long, but a decade goes quick.
It's true. Yeah, when you look back and you realize, oh my gosh, all that.
Oh my gosh, what did I do? That decade went so quick. And if you stay consistent on what we're talking about, you could have went so far in that decade. So within a decade, you
Or
at
even
least
the year.
even in
you
a
just
year.
look back on the year and it just seems to fly by.
fly by.
So what are you going to do with your time?
And I remember one
Changes?
time I went to the doctor's office and he asked me a good question. He said, he had my numbers from the year before and he said, so how do you think your numbers is going to be this year? Now, of course, my numbers the year before was already good, you understand? But I knew what I've been doing for the whole year. I took advantage of my time. I said, they're going to be even better. And sure enough, they were. I didn't even think it tweaked even more. So that's awesome. This is what we're talking about. You should know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will tell me something that's like, I don't live with you. I don't know what you're doing. You can give me your resume all you want. I am not with you 24/7. But when you with yourself and you know you're being consistent, you can really feel happy about what you're doing for yourself.
Right, and track it. You know, I'm a big fan of journaling and kind of keeping track
That's
of
another
your
one.
process. Because sometimes you don't realize how far you've gone
And you'll forget.
unless you've tracked it somehow. So
Right.
a year can go by and you've done meditations and fasting and you think, gosh, I'm still needing food, I'm still needing to eat heavier foods. But if you look back and you compare where you are to where you were, you'll realize you've made big gains and big shifts.
Right, right. And we tend to forget too. This is why we got all these memorial holidays. So, right, that reminds humanity. Remember when we went through this and that and la 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 la.
But if you remember and you realize, oh, I have made some progress,
That's what
then
it's all
keeps
about.
you going.
Keeps you going.
You
And
don't
those,
want to get discouraged because it does take time.
yeah, and those journals and logs really do help. I'm telling you.
And yeah, you were telling me about the woman who did the 100-day.
Right, I got that video talking about the 100-day process where you get a meditation to work with it for 100 days and log it down, right? So this woman came to one of my retreats and she said, I actually done it, Elitom. She brought out this log book and she said, this helped me so much. She actually journaled each day on how she's feeling and she's looking for it. The book is so good, it can make a book out on the market,
Right.
okay? Because that's your life, your energy, how you feel. And she had a chance to look back on those things.
Yeah. So
Because that's what happened to me. I kept a logbook in my journeys.
See?
And I forgot that there was a time, I remember I looked at one date, you know, and it was like, that was the day my energy was feeling funny and I didn't know what was happening, but I had a chance to remember because I forgot about it. And I start feeling how I feel now and say, boy, I'm glad I'm over that.
Right.
But I would have actually forgot about it if I didn't have it marked down.
It's true. And you can see your progress. So in 100 days, think of everything you could accomplish.
Whoa, 3 months.
How many days of fasting can you get in there? How many meditations can you get in there? I mean, that's changing your...
That's life changing. 3 months.
3 months. Yeah.
Straight up meditating, not giving up on it. Boy, these stores is fascinating.
I know.
They got a little bit of everything everywhere.
Interesting stores along
And you know what's interesting about this street? Okay, every street do have its food places, but this got so many other different types of shops. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, it's not all about food. There's some coffee houses here, but it's mostly just kind of fun shopping.
Yeah, fun shopping.
Clothing you won't find anywhere else.
And like we said, this weather's so beautiful. See, even how we're walking now, this is doing something for us. We're out here it didn't take all of that. We didn't have no destination. We just out running around.
We're just floating around. We have some general ideas of some great places we want to go to cultivate energy, but we're just kind of floating.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all over the place. We might check out
this chair.
Oh my gosh.
It's a throne.
Now this is the kind of chair I need in my meditation room. No, that's my teaching classes.
There you go.
There you go right there. I might have to get that for the retreat.
That's the king's chair.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. Now if I get that, you think I was calling myself a god before? That'd be the god with the triple G's.
You'll have to get that staff too.
Yeah, the staff and the whole 9 yards. The incense holder.
Right.
These are the sacred incense. Oh man, San Francisco is beautiful, but every place is beautiful on the planet. Start being grateful that we are alive. And everywhere you look, it's a perception of mind again. See, there was a saying that says, even when you look at somebody who physically look a certain way, if you see them beautiful in your mind, that's a healing energy. Whoa, that's what it's all about. You got to change the way you think. That's the beginning levels again. Changing the way you think and start doing these other things through meditation, clearing out your space, and stay consistent.
Right, and like we always say, purity is the new high.
Oh,
so
man.
Where in your life can you purify it just a little bit more?
And it feels so good to be pure. It does. Because you ain't got to look at it over your shoulder or something you did bad.
Well, it's letting go of attachments.
Right.
Letting go of things that kind of are hooked into you energetically.
That's another one, what we was talking about today. The reason why we work so good too when we got time to work, we have little attachments. We got to admit.
Very little attachments. We got free spirits.
And I work with people too, or in the past, who got all of these overhead, all these attachments, and they're limited because there's too much stress, there's too much, how we should say, attentions that's dumbed down, the vibration is lower.
Kind of
because you got
down a little bit.
expectations.
And you always have to think about it and take care of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Certain goals and overhead have to be met.
Why are our lives the way they are? Because we've chosen the lives that we have. So, I used to have much more overhead, and over time I just realized that
Right.
wasn't making me happy, even though I could say, oh yeah, I have this, this, and this, but now my life is in a way where I can be a little more free and I don't have things that...
And you can work more in the cultivation of your energy, which is priceless.
That's the new wealth.
You're worth, where a car at?
That's
You're
the new
worth, this is worth more than the car. No, serious. Where the house at in this city? This
We
is
are
worth,
the house.
We are the house.
Yeah, we're the temple.
This is worth more than any house in this city. It ain't got nothing coming.
Yeah. So be mindful of your whole life. What is weighing you down? What does feel like is kind of like a chaining you down?
Chaining you down.
And some people can't get out of some of the situations they're in, but you can. It just depends.
Some just take more time than others.
It takes a while to let it go, depending on what it is. But just being mindful of, do you want to be freer? Do you want to be less in comfort?
Oh, absolutely.
And then how can you make steps to get there?
That's something else, and that's all energy cultivation, the life of a breatharian.
And paying attention to how certain things in your life make you feel, because that's the energy.
Because I've seen people, and I'm just throwing it out there, who said, I want to be a breatharian, I want to be on a path, but there's so much stress in their life that's external that they created. I said, well, you got a lot to work with there, but, not putting no down, but you got a lot to work with externally.
Right. So if you have a job that's weighing you down, well, what can you do to
Right.
Change your thoughts so you don't feel limited or tied into the money or whatever it is that has you locked into that job, so you can kind of open your mind a little bit and make some changes.
Oh, absolutely. And this is a health message. And the reason why you know you're on the path, because you'll start feeling happier and healthier.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Following your bliss.
Following your
And
bliss all
following
the way.
things that make you feel lighter.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
Lighter and freer.
Well, we did it once
Yeah,
again.
we did.
We're going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
We got another video coming up soon. We'll surprise you with that
Right.
one. But for right now, we love you.
Yeah, thank you.
Prana Talk TV.
Prana Talk TV.
And don't forget to subscribe. And you're always welcome to send donations.
Right.
We
and
love
leave
you.
comments, share the love and anything you want to share.
And also tell us things in the future you want us to talk about. That'd be good too.
Yeah, if you have any questions for us.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be on it.
Love that. We will be on it.
Oh, man.
So,
This is
okay.
looking good. See you soon.
Bye.